Hello and welcome to today's teachings on pranayama, the breathing practices of yoga. Today we're going to be focusing on what's called Vritti Pranayama, also known as the square breath, and we're going to give you an explanation of how this is done, and then we'll do a guided practice together so that you have an understanding and then an experience of this particular practice of square breath. So it's called square breath because each aspect of the breathing process is equal in duration. And what that means is as you inhale, you count. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, and you measure your breath with the counting. So let's say we use the number 5. We inhale to a count of 5, then we hold the breath, the lungs full, for the same count of 5. Then we exhale, same count of 5, and then we hold the breath with the lungs empty for a count of 5. This represents the square, which is symbolic of stability. And as we do this breathing, it's very powerful for balancing our parasympathetic nervous system, calming the entire body, the emotions, and the mind. So it's a great practice to do any time of the day, especially if you need to let go of stress or bring yourself back to your center. And as we do this practice, we're going to add different levels of the practice that help take you deeper into the experience of activating the chakras as well, because the breathing practice is not just about breath, it's also about energy, because the breath is energy. And this breath that we breathe in is our connection to spirit. So it's much more than just inhale and exhale. And as we do this particular practice, we're working with what's called the root chakra, the energy center at the base of the spine. And this particular energy center connects us to the energy of the earth. And this is the battery of our being, our vitality. And we need this not just for yoga practice, but for life. So when we charge this battery, it brings us into a fuller expression of ourselves in our life. It helps us to create more in our daily activities. Whatever it is that you're doing, this can benefit us at every level of activity. So to introduce the next level beyond just the square breath, what we're doing is as we inhale, we're counting Om 1, and that Om is a particular vibration, and it's very healing, and it helps to calm, once again, all of the levels of our being. In yoga, we talk about the different bodies. There's the physical body, which is the most obvious. This is something we all see, but there's also more subtle bodies within ourselves. We have, after the physical body, the next more subtle vibration is our energy body or prana body. This is why working with pranayama is so important, because it helps to regulate our pranic body. And that pranic body is the bridge between the physical and the emotional and mental bodies. So pranayama or breathing practices are incredibly powerful for uniting all levels of our being. We're also working with the emotional and mental. So all 4 of these bodies come into play when we do these pranayama practices. Now, after you've inhaled, we're going to hold that breath, and each time you count, you start to activate the root chakra by doing what's called mula bandha, or the root lock. So each time you count Om 1, you lift all the muscles of the pelvic floor. You lift the genitals, the perineum, and the anus. It's like you're lifting them towards the top of the head, and then you release them. It's like a pulse. So the next count, 2, Om 2, you once again lift the pelvic floor, then release. Complete relaxation each time you release. Om 3, lift, release. Om 4, lift, release, etc. And you're going to find the number that works for you through your own trial and error, through your own practice. It's important to experiment, because this is your practice. The teacher can guide you, but ultimately it's your responsibility to find what works best for you through your personal practice, your daily practice. Now you're holding the breath and you're pulsing that root lock each time you count. Then you exhale. As you exhale, there's no more use, there's no more pulsing, you're just exhaling through the nose. Then once again, as you hold that breath with the lungs empty, you pulse as you count. Om 1, lift, release. Om 2, lift, release, etc. So only when you're holding the breath with the lungs full, or when you're holding the breath with the lungs empty, do you do this pulsing. And where is your mind? Because the mind is the ultimate tool in our yoga practice. It's concentrated at the base of the spine, in the area of the perineum. And this is where the energy center is that connects us to the earth. So don't worry if you don't feel anything yet. It's not about that. It's more about just doing the practice, and the benefits are happening automatically. So let's begin to talk about the full practice now. As you do this, we close our eyes, and it's always inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And this is very important to remember. As you do this practice, the body's relaxed, okay? The important thing is to let the tension go, the face is soft, and you're just doing this We could even say you're doing it playfully and joyfully. This isn't about stressing, this is about calming the entire nervous system down. The parasympathetic nervous system is the system for relaxation. And when we use this root lock, it's activating the parasympathetic nervous system. So all of these things come together to give us a very deep practice. And remember, you can do this any time of the day. You don't have to go to a yoga class. You don't have to go to a yoga mat. You can do it in bed when you wake up. You can do it before you fall asleep. You can do it at the office. You can do it on a bus, anywhere you want, in school. So please remember that these yoga practices are not just about doing something on a mat. It's about quality of life. And when you're able to bring these little practices in, just 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, a few times a day or even once a day, I promise you it will change how you feel and how you move into the world and how you experience your relationships. So remember, this is much more than just breathing. That's the message I want to deliver to you today. So let's do a practice together. It's important to come into a comfortable seat. The spine is vertical so that the energy can flow, and let the legs be relaxed. If sitting on the floor is not comfortable for you, by all means, you're welcome to sit on a chair with the legs straight and the feet flat on the floor. So it's really important to be comfortable. And I always recommend putting a cushion under the buttocks or something to raise the hips a little bit, because this allows less tension in the back, and also it's gentler on the knees. Okay. Another thing that we do, and it's up to you to choose, but I like to bring my first finger and thumb together. This is a gesture or a mudra that helps to create an energy circuit in the body. By placing the palms down, this is grounding. It helps us to stabilize. And remember, this practice is for grounding and stability. So as we place the hands on top of the legs, the arms are relaxed, the chest is open but not stressed as it's open. It's just slightly lifted. It's like it's floating up, and the shoulders are sinking down in a relaxed way. We bring the chin parallel to the earth, and we take a few ventilation breaths to start. This helps to clear the lungs of any stale breath or energy that's in there. So to do the ventilation breaths, it's a deep inhale through the nose, filling the belly first, then the chest, and all the way to the top of the head. Open the mouth gently, leaning forward a bit to really expel all that air from the lungs. And we'll do that 2 more times. Deep inhale, fill the belly first, chest, top of the head, through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh out that breath. Leaning forward just a bit helps to expel all the air. And one last time. Deep inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. Good. Now that we've relaxed, remember that as we do this style of breathing, it's full yogic breath, meaning every inhale comes down to the belly first, even all the way down to the genitals. It's like you're filling your body from the bottom to the top with each breath. So I inhale through the nose, I fill the belly, then it expands and rises into the chest, and I fill my body all the way up to the top of the head with each inhalation. And we do that each time we inhale through this square breathing practice. The exhale, again, just to remind you, is through the nose. And it's like you're emptying from the top down. And at the end of the breath, your belly gently moves back towards your spine to complete the breath. All right, let's begin our practice. So we'll close our eyes. You can keep them open for the first few rounds until you observe and understand what's happening. But ultimately, we do our practices with the eyes closed to go into this internal awareness, because truly yoga is a journey within ourselves. And by closing the eyes, we cut off that visual stimulation that makes the mind race. This is about going inside and experiencing your inner universe. Now we'll take one deep breath in to begin. And through the mouth for the last time, exhale to release. Bringing the awareness to the base of the spine at the root chakra. And we inhale through the nose, counting. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Now we hold the breath. Om 1, Om 2, and as you hold, you pulse each time you count to 4. Now let's exhale through the nose. Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Hold the breath, do not breathe in, and as you count, pulse. Om 3, Om 4. Next inhale through the nose. Inhale. Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Holding the breath, lungs full, counting and pulsing that Mula Bandha. Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Exhaling through the nose. Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Holding the breath. Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Inhaling through the nose, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Hold the breath, lungs full, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Exhaling through the nose, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Holding the breath, lungs empty, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Inhaling through the nose, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Holding the breath, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Exhaling through the nose, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Pulsing with the count, pulsing Mula Bandha, Om 3, Om 4. Inhaling through the nose, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Now you continue at your own pace. If 4 is not the right number for you, explore and find the number that's working best for you and try a few rounds on your own, and we'll close our practice together in a few moments. Remember, as you breathe in, fill the belly first, then the chest, all the way to the top of the head. Fill the body from the bottom to the top with each inhalation. As you breathe out, allow the body and mind to soften. Allow the body and face to be relaxed as you move through this practice. Gently letting go of this practice, allowing the breath to return to its natural state, keeping the eyes closed. We observe the effects of this practice by looking within, feeling the physical sensations in the body. Of the energy at the level of the root chakra, at the base of the spine, in the area of the perineum. Perhaps feeling a gentle vibration or a slight warming. And it's common to feel pleasurable sensations from this practice. And observing our emotional and mental state. Practice, we are aware of the transformation as it's happening. can slowly open our eyes. So this is our introduction to the square breath. Once you watch this video a few times, you get to understand how it works, and then you move into your own personal practice, your own time, your own rhythm. And it's really important to incorporate this into your daily life because of all the benefits we talked about at the beginning of the video. But please remember that this is something that can really change so much of how you feel about yourself. It can give you more confidence. It can take away stress from a tough day. It can help you to feel that you have more control over your body, your energy, your emotions, and your mind. So this is the path of yoga, learning to gain mastery over ourselves and become the creators of our own reality. So I hope you enjoy this practice. Please join us for other practices, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.